I know a little bit about RCNUWC, so I will kind of ask I know the answer to the question. But how do you treat different cultures when you come to this school campus with very different cultures? And most of you that come on scholarship from third world, I would say, come with a very strong sense of your culture, or a strong sense. And maybe some of the Western students that are, because it's also that UWC, they want to be united world. So it is people from all over the world, also people from very rich American and European families, and they of course have to pay the school fee. But they still select this school and the children want to do that. They may not have as close contact with culture. One of the Swedish boys on your graduation had a Swedish traditional costume. So I asked him, like those people do, so where is the costume from? Because they always ask each other, and he didn't know. But he wore it with pride. But what I haven't asked my question yet, like I told this woman from Spain. So, how do you treat? Was it that you would always appear in your culture, or was it maybe the complete opposite? That was the question, I think.
So, yeah, there are people, some people who are in a very different background. I mean, it will be very different, like students who are coming from Norway and students who are from Asian countries. They have a very different perspective towards outside world. And it's like, if you have a roommate, like if you have some Western roommates, they might bring their girlfriend to the room, and I mean, like it's fine for them, but it's not very fine for some Asian countries, and especially if you are, there are some students who are very conservative, and so in that situation, you always respect each other. For example, like if your roommate is bringing girlfriend all the time, then you can have a room meeting, and then you talk to him, and you also need to learn how to talk to other people. So you talk to people, and then you tell him that you can bring a girlfriend at the weekend, but not during the weekdays. Like you just compromise each other, and those are things happening in school. And what other difference you can see?
And that's very interesting what you say. I didn't bring that topic up, but I kind of got it in the back of my head, because this I also know. No, but I was talking about when you had kind of a show, internal show, or show for parents and so on. Would you then always wear your Tibetan costume and dance or sing Tibetan dances, or how would that be?
Okay, so we have a kind of so many shows, like Asian shows, African shows, Latin American shows, European shows. So in those times, I mean, if you are showing, if you are dancing Tibetan dance, then it's I think it's best option to wear Tibetan dress. And if you are dancing your native song or native dance, it's best idea to wear their own dresses. So that's what's happening in cultural show, that the students, they are wearing their own dress and show it to the other peoples. But it's not necessarily a compulsory. Like it's up to the students. So some students they are wearing other dress when they are doing the show. And for example, if you are from Sri Lanka, or if you are from Cambodia, and if you are dancing Bollywood, you wear Bollywood dance, like Bollywood kind of dress. So there's no compulsory. It's up to you. But many people they like wearing their own national costume. Like they feel like they are. If you are Tibetan, you feel like you're Tibetan, and you're just, everybody likes different national costume, and then the people are interested to your dress, and they might ask you different questions. Yeah.
I'll try again, and if you don't answer correctly, I will give the answer.
But it's not.
You don't understand what I'm aiming at, because it's one answer I want.
Yeah.
So have you always on such occasions been dancing or singing or playing Tibetan songs and dances, or have you also participated with completely different numbers or pieces?
Yeah.
Good. That was what I was saying.
So it's no, I told you that. So but it's not necessary. But for me, like most of the time, I'll be a Tibetan national person while I'm doing something regarding to Tibet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I interrupt you.
Yeah.
What I'm aiming at is, have you done Bollywood dancing or haven't you?
Yeah, I've done Bollywood dancing.
And that's what I'm aiming at, that respecting cultures.
Yeah.
It's not only that I am Tibetan and I always sing or dance Tibetan and I wear my costume, which is horrible. I think yours is a thick version. in this climate, it would be horrible to wear it. It's a thick one now. You don't have this Dharamsala version that is thick cloth.
Mine is thin.
It's thin?
Yeah.
Okay. But I knew you had done Bollywood dancing. And the boy from Sri Lanka, for example, who is a qualified candy dancer, you probably do not know what that means, but it is an education. And of course, very many, because I have very many candy dancers. But they have to practice for years. It's like practicing martial arts or something. And then they have the right to wear a special kind of hat, you should say. But he does that, of course, very perfect. I've seen him do that last year on the Paris night. But he also, I have seen him do and lead the performance of Bollywood dancing, where you did not participate this time.
Yeah,
because you were a graduate. No, he was a graduate.
No, he finished his exam like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And I had an exam
and
on
you
Wednesday.
had your last exam 5 o'clock the last day.
Yeah.
But never mind. So that's also what they do to respect other countries, to actually perform in the other country. And there were many examples of that also. And you would see the same, especially the very good musicians, would kind of play in half of the traditional numbers. Girl playing the guitar and girl playing the piano and so on. Okay.
So I think these are some of the information about UWC. And I mean, all are from my perspective. And if you want to know more, you can go to website uwc.org and you can find more information. And if you are connected, if you are more interested to like UWC among Tibetan, on a Facebook you can find UWC Tibetan blog, like in a group. So you can go to Facebook and find the UWC Tibetan group. And we have also a separate group we just created last year. It was idea of some of the UWC Tibetan that we need to do something among Tibetan students. So we created a Tibetan UWC group, and we have a website, but not very like .com, but just a blog. So like we are trying to have Tibetans, and we are creating awareness. And last year we have some students from UWC who came to India, and they went to different schools and they did presentation about UWC. And this year, Konga from Berkeley College, he's going to come and he's going to do some presentation, not only to DCV but also to CST schools and homes. Yeah, so if you are interested, you can just contact any of the UWC Tibetan, and we can help you with any information you need. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, more questions? Shall we thank Tayang for this presentation? Yes. What do you prefer? Do you prefer saying grace, or do you prefer applauding, or do you like the German too? What do you prefer?
Convention.
Thank you, Tayang. And now I have been present 2 years. Last year it was just a coincidence. I had decided to visit the Red Cross, and they had happened to be for graduation.
Yeah.
This year I planned to do the 10 times graduation, and I have also been there one kind of vacation, I don't know what it was called. But that was, in a way, the most interesting because the students were off and some were still left on campus, and they sat down at the table with me and discussed all kinds of topics. And Tayang, I mean, we spent a lot of time together, but Tayang also noticed this. Maybe he was tired of me, but I think he also left room for others to sit, so it wasn't that all the time that Tayang would sit at that table. And name school is really translated camp school.
Life school.
Yeah, life school is like they should really be intense, but of course they have this barrack where I live with them, and it's a bit translated like camp school. Okay, now I have a few of the videos I took this year at graduation. Most of it I have in the hard disk at home because I entered the camera for travel, but some of them I actually copied to a memory stick so I could show them through the camera. Yeah. Do you think you would be interested? Yes. Okay, and the first, I think, that is a comedian who happens to be a Catholic Christian pastor. Excuse me, John. You'll see him. And he is actually talking about similar topics like rock, I would say. And he does it in a very amusing way. It's probably not the first time he does this. He probably does it 200 times a year or something. And then after that, you will see the boy I was talking about leading this Bollywood dance, the Sri Lankan boy. And then maybe we also receive this watch some other movies. So can I have the blue of the bags? Blue bag.